Howdy, partner. This here is a review of Amigo the Devil's Yours Until the War's Over. Daniel Kiranos? Also known as Amigo the Devil, returns 3 years later with his fourth studio LP. Usually known for his style of dark folk and Americana, Danny gives us the expected this time around. However, I will say that the storytelling on this album this time around has a lot more spook to offer than his previous projects. Going into each track, it gives you the same feeling as you would from sitting around a campfire and telling scary tales. And as I do appreciate the close-knit cohesion through this album, I still left with a sense of wonder as to what conclusion Danny wanted me to draw from this listening experience. Lots of mysterious subtext in the music, especially in the opening track, Hanging by the Roots, telling a tale of how cruel and cold the world is, and asks the question of how willing we are to survive through it. Some may find the storytelling element to be more of an overdramatic aspect that comes off feeble, cliche, or even cringy. And while yes, I believe that the storytelling aspect does feel more narrow in taste, I will say that the gravitating rasp in his voice does shine a light. He gets his stories across with a serious attitude, kind of giving the energy of a cowboy on a mission. The production has Western inspiration between the use of banjo and country folk influence, which is the least bit surprising considering Danny does come from the southern state of Florida. At least on this LP, the lyrics are much more tolerable than something you get from a group like AJR or even someone like John Bellion. However, certain points do feel a bit more unserious and goofball. Mainly that one line from I'm Going to Heaven. St. Petey was shaking and cried. Excuse me, sir, you can't cut the line. Cute little bark, I guess all dogs do go to heaven. It's not growing on me. There can be a few points where it does get a little painstakingly hard to listen to if you aren't into the theatrics of an album. He even gives the line this wacky sounding delivery. Whilst the first half of the album, bits and pieces of the first half of this LP does an okay job of trying to hold together its writing, the second half sort of starts off kind of like something out of a play, like a page from the script of Hamilton. It's a very dramatic start to the second half, basically. Especially on the song Cannibal Within. My enjoyment stretches across more towards the softer, subtle tracks, such as Garden of Leaving or The Mechanic. Both tracks leave this quiet room for you to have a thought process. Nothing throughout these softer tracks come off dramatic or in your face. I will say though, everything towards the end of the album feels much more at ease, which doesn't say much, but at least we get a more realistic look at what Amigo the Devil is capable of with serious writing. The song Virtue in Vitriol is an undertone track, but still gets its message across very well without any cringe lyrics or dramaticism. Just soft guitar strumming and heartfelt vocal performance from Danny himself. However, going forward from here, I do hope Danny does gain more experience and finds more progress in his work, something that differentiates his newer album from the rest, because his discography kind of meshes together as one giant, blob of just the same thing over and over again. So going forward, I hope he does use some of those softer tracks as inspiration to find a newer, more captivating project to give us. Look at me, criticizing the devil himself.